All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to end this chapter, chapter 10, verses 6 through 19. And you know what? I'm just going to read it because there is so much stuff that happens here. And if you can just uh, imagine what this looks like, how massive these armies looked, how intimidating the mighty men looked in battle array, how intimidating some of the Israel's best looked, how intimidating these the king's enemies looked, and just how they gathered together in battle array against each other, and just how a simple thing of fear can just cause people to flee. So here we go, verses 6 to 19. When the people of Ammon saw that they had made themselves repulsive to David, the people of Ammon sent and hired Syrians of Beth Rahab, the Syrians of Zobah, 20,000 foot soldiers, and from the king of Maacah 1,000 men, and from Ishtab 12,000 men. Now when David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the army of the mighty men. Then the people of Ammon came out and put themselves in battle array at the entrance of the gate, and the Syrians of Zobah, Beth Rahab, Ishtab, and Maacah were by themselves in the field. When Joab saw that the battle line was against him, the battle line was against him before and behind, he chose some of Israel's best and put them in battle array against the Syrians. And the rest of the people he put under the command of Abishai, his brother, that he might set them in battle array against the people of Ammon. So now here he goes. David sends Joab. All the Syrians are there to help these people out, the Ammonites. And David was like, dude, we are like way outnumbered. So now David was like, I'm going to get my brother. And I'm going to get some of Israel's best. And then boom, boom. We're going to go side by side. And we're going to tear this up now. So now when they do this, mind you, it doesn't happen right away. This takes hours or maybe even days to set these people up, these warriors. So imagine the smell in the air, the sounds of the horses, the sounds of the chariots moving into the feel of the earth shaking as these men prepare for battle with their armor and their weapons and just their mindset of just like, we can do this, man. We about to throw down. You know what I'm saying? And in the name of the Lord, we're going to throw down. So now when when Joab and Abishai are out there, here's what I love about these brothers, man. Oh, they're so fearless, like their Uncle David. You know what I'm saying? Joab says in verse 11, then he said, if the Syrians are too strong for me, then you shall help me. But if the people of Ammon are too strong for you, then I will come to help you. And he looks at his brother and says this, check this out. Be of good courage, and let us be strong for our people and for the cities of God. Let us be strong. Be of good courage, and let us be strong for the cities of our people. For the people and the cities of our God. They are purposed now. Let's do this. And he says this, and may the Lord do what is good in his sight. Like, hey, fool, don't threaten me with a good time. If we die today, we die like men of God, warriors of God. We die for a purpose and on purpose. We're fighting for something right. They embarrassed our brothers. They embarrassed the messenger, and we're about to get down. Hey, brother, you got this? In the name of the Lord, I do. You got this? In the name of the Lord. Be of good courage, man. Do not be afraid. Swing your sword. Let's do it to it. And then they go. Where they are. I like this because I like to imagine what this looks like. The sound of just these men of courage, these men of purpose in the Lord. They're not afraid. They're not afraid to fight. They're not afraid to die. They're afraid to live a life that is purposeless, a life of just sin. You see, and it all started because of the Ammonite, Hanan, not Hanan, the son, Hanan, decided to listen to the message, decided to listen to his counselors, because since they're fleshly men, they could not understand. Since they were carnal, they couldn't understand why David was showing kindness. Only men and women of God can understand what it's like to show kindness to your neighbors, enemies or not, because the love of God is in you. And all because these men were carnal, and did not understand that David was showing respect for his father that passed away. They acted in the flesh and decided to ridicule David, and now there's war. And check this out. Verse 13, so Joab and all the people who were with him drew near for the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. When the people of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fleeing, they also fled before Abishai, and they entered the city. So Joab returned from the people of Ammon and went to Jerusalem. Now what happened here was, when they saw Joab and Abishai go, they were like, they were intimidated because of fear. They were intimidated and said, Charlie, fool, we're out of here. Let's bounce. You know what I'm saying? Here they come. We're just kidding, eh? Here they come. Let's go. And they fled to the city. Now Joab goes to Jerusalem now, and he gets David. He's all right, Theo, check it out. I got me, my brother, and you. Now they're all in one spot. What you want to do? So here's what happened here. When the Syrians saw that they had been defeated by Israel, they gathered together. Then Hadadezer sent and bought out the Syrians. He brought them out who were beyond the river, and they came to Helam. And Shobach, the commander of Hadadezer's army, went before them. When it was told David, he gathered all Israel now, crossed over the Jordan, and came to Helam. And the Syrians sent themselves in battle array against David and fought with him. So when they got together with Hadadezer, another king, with all these men, they gathered a stronger force. And when Joab saw it, they fled. Joab went to David and said, hey, Theo, they're over here now. David was like, all right, no more messing around. Let's gather everybody up. That's it, man. Knuckle up, buttercups. We're going to war. Every man grab his sword. Every man shield on. Let's do this now. They're in one spot. Let's do it to it. We're going to handle some business in the name of the Lord, in the name of Yahweh. And what happens here? Then the Syrians fled. When it was told David, he gathered all Israel, crossed over the Jordan, came to Helam, and the Syrians sent them in battle array against David and fought with him. And the Syrians fled before Israel, and David killed, here we go, 700 charioteers, 40,000 horsemen of the Syrians, struck down Shobach, the commander of the army, who died there. And when all the kings who were servants to Hadadezer saw that they were defeated by Israel, they made peace with Israel and served them. So the Syrians were afraid to help the people of Ammon anymore. Check that out. Israel just slaughtered several types of people. And all those who went to help another king, from the Ammonites to the Syrians, they were just like, not only is David's God great, but the army that God has assigned David is great. And they ride without fear. They're ride or die, you know what I'm saying? They're ride or die folks and brothers, and they handled it. And all those people that gathered against Israel, because they saw what happened, what the hand of God does to the hand of David, they became servants. You see, all because of one misunderstanding, because of the carnal man not understanding what the spiritual man was thinking. There was a lack of communication there, and there was war. And many, many thousands of men were wiped out. Many tens of thousands were wiped out due to a misunderstanding. But listen, the children of Israel had victory. And I love that. This is one of those wars I could picture over and over and over. Just the sound of all these men and then just slain because of their carnal mind. So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to leave it there. This is a little longer than I thought it would be. But again, there's so much meat in this. And I know I'm just sharing recaps. And once I'm done with the 2 Samuel, I'm going to jump into the New Testament and start sharing the word that it should be shared through teachings. These are just recaps, okay? So it might be boring for some. I just like sharing these stories because they're amazing. And who knows? Maybe you're going through a battle right now due to a misunderstanding. And maybe you're losing people in your lives. But as long as you're walking with the Lord and you seek his face, there will be victory. There will be victory. Much love to you all. Have a great weekend. And remember, find a way to praise Jesus and hiding these huevos, coloring the eggs, and jacking with the bunny and those peeps. Much love to you all. God bless. Choose wisdom over the world.